First off, that's recording a lot brighter than the actual ambient light that's around me. It's coming off the screen is way brighter than what's around me. Actually, on there, to me, it looks like it's daylight. I forget what time it is. It was just daylight just a little while ago. I had a really fucked up experience tonight. As you know, I'm all upset about trees being cut down and the situation around us. I got all these views about this coronavirus and been stewing on stuff. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't show that way. I can't turn my finger. Ow! I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, I sliced my knuckle off the other day with a knife. The band-aid got ripped off tonight when I was trying to make a home for a raccoon. And that's where my story gets interesting. I have my backpack right behind me. A little tiny tin can candle I made. I should have grabbed this stuff so I could show you. We'll get to that another time. So I got a lot to do today, and I'm dark tired again. Been up all night. I'm sitting down the edge of the bank here. All the garbage up there. Slowly composting everything gently as it comes down. Grabbing the garbage from down below, bringing it back up to bring it away from nature and try and create this clean zone where I can actually walk barefoot. It's a dream I've had all my life, and there's nowhere on earth to do that anymore. We got this lockdown thing happening. Oh, before I forget, the raccoon. Yeah. So it's really, really dark. And I got this candle thing going just a few feet behind me. And it's enough light that it would disturb any animal. And I thought, okay, I'll just put my backpack right beside that. I'll be up and back in 2 minutes. I had some oil in a can that I was going to bring with me. So I was going to try and make French fries out in the forest. And that's why I'm still here. Before I got to go back, remember, it's pitch black at this point. Before I got to go back, I put the backpack right beside the candle I got here. It's a candle made from, hang on, I'm going to show you actually. I'm sitting here, yeah. I didn't make it. I got it from a tree. They're all over the place. It took me all the time I've been here to figure this out. And what a plus that is. This is pure resin on here. You light it with a match and she's off and running. Or you scrape it, and that's how I injured my knuckle here. I was using a knife and then decided there's a candle I was talking about. Anyway, I found this in the dirt the other day while I was going over the land. Like I said, I'm trying to make it so I can walk barefoot. Very, very sharp, very shiny, black, hard, scratches stainless steel. So I scraped some of this like this, put it in a little pile, one little spark, and poof, instant fire. I thought, wow, pretty cool. So I want to get that on video. I want to be able to share what I'm learning with the other bushcrafters and people that are really giving a rat's ass about the forest. Now, I got really disturbed because as I put the backpack down, first of all, fire. Raccoons generally aren't attracted to fire. Generally, they're not. I haven't seen any in almost a year here and had me a little concerned. This thing was tiny. It's the smallest raccoon I've seen yet. It was very small. He looked like he was in fever. His fur was a little razzled. His eyes looked like he hadn't slept in a long time. Call me crazy on this because I'm going by the light of the candle, okay? It kept reaching out to me, and I was a little scared because, rabies and that sort of thing, and you got the unknown. Plus, I've been bitten by a raccoon. Albeit, I did hit one with a stick a year before I got bitten. I call it even at that point, but I know it's not. I'm way bigger than a raccoon. It was the most gentle thing. It would have made a great companion, especially right now with all the wildlife and animals moving into the forest. To have these critters that adopt you as a human as their friend and just choose to hang with you. That's true friendship. Having a pet, forced companionship, it's like marriage and all that sort of shit. It's like religion. It's like politics. Oh, the squirrels are coming out. You know, from the moment I arrived here till now, I've watched some of the wildlife increase so much right in this area. Now, what I'm concerned about is Tom chopping down all them trees. I know there was a raccoon nest in one of those trees that he cut down. And my first thought was, is this an orphan? And it's been, because it looks so disoriented. It come down, it literally walked up over top of the candle, sniffed over it. And by the way, that little candle I showed you, I had one of these burning. I lit it from the candle. Like I lit it like this with the candle, okay? Then got this burning, and then set 2 or 3 of them inside of a tin can horizontally. Air goes in underneath, comes out the top like a chimney, roars like a fucking furnace, gives you a lot of light for a little while. And I was gonna cook a potato on it. I started it just on a little flat rock there, but I thought, this isn't the place. I get caught doing that down here, and fucking people go fucking AWOL. I'm gonna be going in the forest shortly. Build a proper fire down by the river. I'm gonna simulate a bushcraft experience of a day where I take a few things. I am gonna cheat. I'm gonna take salt and I'm gonna take a bit of oil because I'm craving fucking French fries big time. I'm fucking hungry. Now, the friends and family have been supporting me. I know you worry about, am I getting enough to eat? Yes and no, and it's no different than you guys. You getting enough of what you need. It's the same thing. Because I'm close to nature, like right now, I'm playing. I'm digging in the mud with my hands without even thinking. And it's no big deal. I got a big cut on my finger too, mudding it. After a while, you start to realize, okay, I wouldn't just go anywhere and play in the mud. Did I finish talking about the raccoon? He walks around in circles. He followed a path, came all the way around. I followed it. I'm gonna get this to show you. He's still here. All right, there's the apple core, still there. Okay, I was chewing off bits of the apple and putting it right in front of the raccoon. I came this close to literally handing it to it, but after getting bitten once, I thought, be careful. Rabies, the unknown, it was acting so fucking peculiar. But I got a sense of sadness from it. It wasn't like I was afraid of it or it was afraid of me. It was almost like, I've mentioned about when I look at the dogs, the eyes of domestic dogs, it's like they're saying, help me. It's like, you know, I'm lost. I'm an orphan. I got no family. Everyone around me looks different. And I couldn't help but think that it was an orphan raccoon. It just circled around me a couple of times in a big circle. I followed, and it literally circled around where I was, mapped out this area, which is interesting because it's an area of garden that I've almost got to the point that in the summer, I was going to say you could walk bare feet, but I found a couple of fucking shards of glass again tonight, in the dark even. There's bits of ceramic all over up there. You got gravel, rock, car parts just over here. They're bitching about me piling up the garbage there, but I'm actually recycling it, turning it into a garden. Well, they're cutting shit down. Drives me nuts. And then to see this raccoon, the look on its face, it's like, I wish you humans would really take a look at yourselves. I almost felt like I was supposed to pick that raccoon up and cuddle it and take it in and give it some warm milk. But I didn't have warm milk, didn't have anywhere to take it, and I'm not its parent. And I didn't cause the damage. Anyway, I seen where it walked up. I'm going to take a look in a little while, and actually, I'm just going to leave it alone. If I see it again, I'll give it some thought during the day and see, maybe even look up some information on raccoons, see if there's anything I could do. I don't believe that it was a rabid raccoon, first of all. Although I could be wrong, and I don't think animals get rabies. I think it's a load of horse shit. There's a lot in this world we don't understand properly. So, I'm going to try and upload this again today. I've already gone my 12 or 15 hours of fucking compulsory duty, and I still haven't eaten yet. I had a bowl of porridge and a coffee this morning. This morning, oh, wait a minute. I got up around 5 this afternoon, maybe 6. After all the noise outside, I could hear fucking. I'm pretty sure it was chainsaws. I didn't want to get up and look because I thought if I see it, I'll go ballistic, especially if it's on the property right where we are. Because you know how I reacted 10 years or 7 or 8 years ago when I seen them down in the hydro lines. They're cutting it down. Fuck, have people lost their mind? Just doing my job. No, you're not. You're being a mindless idiot. I can't tell them not to do that. You have to tell them you're not doing it. If everyone took care of their own fucking piece of forest, plant a tree and grow under it. If everyone did that, just think about what the world would look like. If instead of hunting, trapping, and killing every fucking thing that moves because you gotta eat and you need your high-fat diet. And the funny thing is, that comes from mostly people that are obese and overweight. It's almost a month now, and I've survived on average, less than 1,000 calories a day. Quite often, less than 500. I pig out when I go to friends and family because sometimes I bet you I get almost 1,000 just there alone, or more. And lots of little treats that really add up, especially over time. But today I had to throw out a couple of slices of bread. I got almost as much food will go to waste as what I eat. There's only so much you can keep if you're out in nature. So I figure, watch this Japanese girl. It came up in my stream, so it's like, all right, let's take a look. What's it got? I was really impressed. She's building an earthen oven and went through the whole process of how to do it. Now it's Hollywooded over, fine. But the cool part is she concentrated, even though I couldn't understand any of the language. It was all subtitled, but it was so small I couldn't read it. But I still understood the message. It gave the idea of, look, how much work it is for one person, and do you really believe this when you look at these fucking vids? And at the same time, she does another video that I got linked to right after it, where it was like maybe a half dozen guys or more, all working. It looked like 3, 4, maybe 5 days, and they had like freeze frame every couple of moments. So you see them all in super fast time. But it was 17 minutes to build something. It would have took one person probably 3 months to do if that's all they did. And the way they portrayed it, I thought was excellent. And all the way through it, I had in my head about this hunting and cooking and eating. And at the end of the video, she goes out in the garden, gets some rice, some wheat grain, a few seeds and berries, mashes them up, and again, it's fast forwarded, and then makes these loaves of bread and feeds everyone that worked on it. No meat, no killing, all from the garden, because they concentrated on growing food. Why didn't we learn about this in Boy Scouts? Why am I just learning about fatwood right now? And almost 60 fucking years old. I knew about basket weaving before I ever took it. Most of us played with them popsicle sticks before we did Boy Scouts, okay? And I'm a little bit annoyed at our society and the way things have gone. Having said that, there's a song out there, it's never too late. It's not too late. I feel a little heartbroken about that raccoon. I'm watching all the squirrels over here. Saw some chipmunks really close by earlier today, or earlier this week. And the birds, you can hear them chirping right now, okay? Late in the day this traffic already started. That's why I'm talking a little louder right now. But at 4 o'clock this morning, there were trucks going through this valley. 11 o'clock last night, and airplanes. And it's like, I thought we had a bit of a lockdown, everyone stay at home. If that's the case, why haven't I noticed any fucking change on the road? Sure, your supermarkets, but you know what? That doesn't affect me. They were never supposed to be that busy and crazy in the first place. But you got everyone in this clock of everyone's got to be awake at this time, work during this time, go to sleep at that time, salivate at 12 noon for sandwiches. You know, you hear little ding ding, oh, lunchtime, oh, look, I'm hungry. And your mouth gets watery. Holy fuck. How many of you really know what it's like to be hungry? And what do you think of when you get hungry? Here's a survivor challenge to everyone in this Garden City and around the world. Figure what you need for a day to go out in the garden and stay there for 24 hours and be comfortable the entire time. Start with that. And if you sit there and just say, I'll endure it, good for you. At least you started. But you're going to think during that time. And that'll be the beginning of your journey. Once you've had some experience in the forest, you never want to go back, ever. And yet I'm addicted to all kinds of things because I don't know how to survive without them yet. But I want to learn, and I want to team up with other people that care about the earth, care about the forest, want to create these edible forests, outdoor classrooms, kindergarten forests, people that want to connect with the land, with the creatures that, in my opinion, are more righteously belonging here than any fucking human. The only thing worse about being human is being in the fashion of a white male. If it was black, yellow, green, or a female, I'd have extra rights and couldn't be touched. I'd be able to get away with murder almost. The only people that have more rights than the minority groups, I guess, are police. I guess that's why they give them guns. Terrified pussies, they need that for their protection, I suppose. They know they get their shit kicked out of them. It's kind of like the virus, right? Say you're really friendly to nature. Now watch, I'll get the virus tomorrow and end up in the hospital going, oh, I take back everything I say. Well, whatever. I'd rather die out here with it than go back. Felt really sick the other day. Even thought about calling in for some help. But I thought the first thing they'll do, especially if I lose consciousness, they'll take me in that hospital again. I would go ballistic waking up there. And someone will get hurt and I'll be dead. Don't ever take me there. I'd rather someone stab me, okay, to put me out of my misery than to go back to that shithole, to that fucking police tank. Oh, and by the way, I think that's where, I don't know if they're still showing all them fucking spots in my head. That started after the police did their little fucking touch fondle me and cut fucking drawstring out of my shorts. They're perverts. But I'm gonna run this to the fucking ground because it's time. That virus is evident. It's evident all around us. A dying forest, a dying society, because we're not doing it right. You cannot force people. You cannot be doing the things that you've been doing to this earth and to those that care about it and expect to go into infinity. Look, all your lives are at stake, right? Everyone needs the same things ultimately. Without the forest, we have nothing. We only have a little bit left in the Garden City. There's as much traffic going through there as there's ever been, if not more, because I'm seeing up at the park up here, every time I go up there, the parking lot's full again. Up in front here, that intersection, fucking busy all the time, day and night. When I first moved here, one car every 15, 20 minutes. Now it's every 15, 20 seconds. So yeah, I promote the lockdown, but, you know, forced confinement is bullshit. You know, the people that once, there was some people that came to visit me once. To me, they're higher than FBI, CIA, the police, and every other fucking organization out there. All they said is, we watch the police. Okay? And they were in a security car, but it didn't look like a regular security car. And They didn't look like regular security guards. And they didn't talk like regular security guards. They talked like people that were watching the police. They gave me the tip to go to Original instead of Speedy and all that sort of shit. Forget what the point was now. Fuck. Oh yeah, if there was people like that out there that were actual police, okay, if it was like those kind of guys that came up, you're not gonna attack anyone. You're not gonna touch them. You're there to investigate truth, okay? You're not there to enforce. This enforcing shit. If I haven't mentioned in a previous video, because just a few days ago I was supporting the mayor of St. Catharines and Doug Ford, I pulled that this morning. They're just taking you all in the loop, repeating bullshit. They're not telling anyone what they really need to know about the full scope of what this virus represents. It's not just one fucking flu disease. In the time they've been going on about this, did you hear anything about terrorism? About fires and all that? All that just fucking faded. Yeah, good. We've just wiped the slate clean. Now we're in, and you got it. Lockdown, stay at home. Oh, good. That way we can get all these dissidents, the people that are online have it. Well, that's not really going to happen either, because who really controls the internet? Guns and brute force never ever made good music. It's never ever produced good artwork. It's never made beautiful poetry. It's never created a beautiful garden. It's made massively, sometimes even impressive structures of grandeur. Look at the fucking churches. Useless, empty fucking space. How many creatures lost their lives? How many raccoons? How many fucking pieces of forest? How many people slaving up on them heights, cracking that rock, falling down one after the next? Oh, get back up there. You gotta look. I don't even want to get into it. It's so fucking outrageous. If you're a true landlord, you're protecting the land, which includes all the wildlife, the trees, and everything living on it. If you're worried more about putting things on your roof and solar panels and proving points and fighting the city, you better fucking think again. Fighting the city we live in is stupid. Working together as a community and regenerating this land, especially living here in St. Catharines, we got some awesome landscape, some of the best parks, and I've been all around the world, I've been to enough places of extreme, okay? Like from out west, that fucking forest on the island, is it the island? Yeah, it is on the island. Where them trees are the size of like fucking buses in diameter, like they're enormous. Like fucking enormous. Holy fuck. Some of them would be long enough that if it fell down here, I could walk from here on the tree, along the trunk, all the way almost to the fucking river from here. And they said it's the only area left like that. They took us to other areas where there was the odd standing tree that was well hidden, but the guide, I think, only pointed out to certain people, and I actually got to go on a kayak trip about an hour into the fucking whatever. It's on Vancouver Island. Went down this little channel up this. It was a long fucking. And then we had to hike through the bush. My wife, being a little frumpy tumpy, she was like really exhausted, but even she was glad to make the trip because we got to see even bigger trees. It was just one of them. It's the last one that's in that whole fucking area for like 20 miles around. And I felt sick. I felt sick. And here we are in a forest where most of us dying, and the landlord's cutting down fucking trees. You know, one of the guys here, he got mad at me for breaking a branch while we had a fire out there. And he got really mad. I said, why? He says, because the tree's still alive. Now, I broke the living branch by accident. It was dark. I was taking off dead branches, thinning out that whole area to let the sun shine through. Landlord told me to stop doing it. Other dude got mad at me. And I thought, wow. And then he goes and just, zzz, all gone. Then I got animals coming into my apartment looking like they've just lost their family, and they have. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Until we address the underlying cause, this virus is going to kill more and more of you. Get used to it.